Welcome to the Heritage of the Caucasus channel. Here we speak about those whom history tried to silence, about names erased from textbooks, but not from memory. Today, we tell the story of one of the darkest symbols of Ottoman Turkey, a man whom history has not forgiven. Enver Pasha. His name, a sinister shadow over the fate of millions. His ideas, like poison flowing through the veins of an empire. His legacy, a scorched field where neither truth nor repentance can grow. He was not just a participant, he was an architect. He did not merely follow orders, he wrote them in blood and fire. To speak of him is to touch the core of evil's impunity. To name him is to remember that evil, when unnamed, returns. Born Ismail Enver in the late 19th century, in the year 1881 in Istanbul, then still the capital of the fading Ottoman Empire. Educated in Europe, fluent in French, shaped by the ideals of modernization. But what began as a dream of renewal quickly morphed into a fanatical obsession with ethnic purification. As a young officer, he rose swiftly through the ranks, becoming one of the leaders of the Committee of Union and Progress. This party, which came to power through a coup, spoke of constitutions, reforms, and enlightenment. But behind those Western words lurked an old Ottoman dream, restoring empire through Turkish supremacy. By 1913, as Minister of War, Enver Pasha held near absolute power. It was he, not the Sultan, who would shape the decisions of the First World War. And it was under his signature that the orders were signed, orders that would forever change the destiny of Eastern peoples. The Armenian genocide, the Assyrian massacres, the Greek annihilation, these were not spontaneous tragedies. They were deliberate operations, crafted by an ideology that Enver embraced. He saw Christian nations as a threat to Turkish statehood. He believed the multi-ethnic empire must be cleansed of those who didn't fit the model of a pan-Turkic world. According to multiple independent Western studies, it was Enver Pasha who laid the theoretical groundwork for deportations and ethnic cleansing. His orders authorized the confiscation of Armenian property, mass deportations, under the pretext of war, and the formation of special squads for internal control. From a legal perspective, such orders constitute crimes against humanity. But he did not only give orders, he dreamed. He dreamed of a unified Turkic empire stretching from the Bosphorus to the Altai. In this vision, there was no place for Armenians, Assyrians, or Greeks. Their lands were to become a base for a cleansed world, where the past was rewritten and memory destroyed. In archival documents, Enver used phrases like undesirable elements and obstacles to unity, euphemisms for mass executions. Even after the Ottoman defeat in World War I, Enver did not relinquish his ambitions. He fled first to Germany, then to Soviet Russia, seeking a new path for his pan-Turkic plan. He became an advisor in Bukhara, organized Muslim legions, and tried to channel anti-colonial movements into a rebirth of the Turkic East. His life was a campaign to impose a worldview where cruelty was not an error, but a necessity. But history remembers, and history catches up. In the year 1922, in what is now Tajikistan, in the village of Abiva near Baljuvan, Enver Pasha walked into an ambush and was killed. The commander of the attacking unit was an Armenian, Hakob Melkumyan, also known as Yakov Melkumov, a hero of the First World War and veteran of anti-Basmachi campaigns. This moment marked the end of one of the most dangerous figures of his era. Symbolically, it was an Armenian, from the very nation Enver sought to annihilate, who brought him down. It is important to note, Enver Pasha was sentenced to death in absentia by a Turkish court, not for his crimes against minorities, but for betraying the state. Was that final shot justified? History rarely answers with clarity, but it offers evidence. 1.5 million Armenian lives extinguished, hundreds of thousands of Assyrians and Greeks massacred, entire cities erased, orphaned children by the hundreds of thousands. And the man behind it all met his end not in a courtroom, but in the sands of Central Asia, without glory, without repentance. Today, when the world faces new waves of denial and distortion, we must call things by their names. Enver Pasha is not just a figure of Ottoman history. He is a warning of how ideas can kill, and how silence can kill just as surely. In modern Turkey, several streets have been named after him. And even more shockingly, reports emerged that in occupied Artsakh, the Azerbaijani side opened a street bearing his name in Stepanakert. This is not only historical revisionism, it is a provocation against memory itself. Subscribe to the Heritage of the Caucasus channel. Share your thoughts. Spread this video. Let truth speak louder than denial.